Going to my oral defense question, referring to my ADDIE model. This is my ADDIE model. When you go into my written works, I wanted to have a design that is very visual for the spectator. When they see this, I wanted them to relate to the ADDIE model as a cyclical evolution process of professional development. Being an IT at my school, it is very important to me to design an effective professional development that will enhance the teacher's learning. One can view the ADDIE model as a recipe for instructional design, but it's like Brad Hawkinson said, that a chef who need to advance innovation and momentum in the culinary field make use of their imagination based on established processes and values, but also are not hindered by recipes or existing procedures. This means that we not necessarily have to follow the ADDIE model exactly the way it is, but if we want to be able to have a great learning and a great process learning momentum from the teachers, we have to enhance it and somehow. So what I did before designing my ADDIE model, I wanted to add something that will allow me to tailor this professional development with the teachers. For example, I wanted before to create a survey to assess the teacher's readiness to use the new LMS adoption. I wanted them to know they feel comfortable with this, if they know enough about the new Canvas LMS. And I am glad I did because, and nobody told me to do this, and I just thought about it was a good idea to do it before I can plan on my professional development. Surprisingly, this graph right here shows that 17% of the teachers did not feel comfortable somehow or were having trouble accessing the Canvas LMS, as well as the graph that shows here shows all of the primary resources that the teachers have to use, and some of them that require the most focus, like learning.com, which is a district ordinance, district purchase, and this is one of the key softwares that the teachers have to be using. So this tells me that the majority of teachers were not using it. So that allowed me to include a little bit more focus on learning.com into my professional development. Another thing that I wanted to accomplish is that teachers are often very busy with testing and what have you, especially at the end of the year with the STAR testing. It's really hard to schedule the teachers a good time where complete team need to get together to learn at the same time and not just random grades, but a whole team. So I wanted to create a Google Sheets where the teachers could schedule the times. The lead teachers had to talk to their teams to plan a date where they want me to go and teach them the new assignment. And once they decide on the selected dates, well, they can go into that Google Drive document and schedule that time. And I wanted to share this with all the teachers, and that way it's recorded in real time. And other teachers, if they're accessing at the same time, they can already see that slot is taken and that they have to plan on taking another one. And I normally give them a week or two in advance, and then I send invitations. So that's another part of the initial process before I conduct my professional development. I go into the Outlook calendar and I send them invitations, and then they have to accept it. And so that way they don't say that they were not notified or they did not know, and it's recorded that they knew, because the assignments are allotted in a certain period of time and that have to be completed in a certain period of time. And all that documentation, I have to turn it in. So this is everything that I design, and it's not in the ADDIE model, but I have to design, I have to plan in order for me to design the professional development. Then during my development, I like to add a lot of hands-on. I like to give receive also a lot of feedback from teachers, as well as during the implementation. There has to be teachers have to bring their own computers. They have to access their own Canvas because they have to learn how to do all the steps by themselves. I model, and then they have to follow what I do. During my evaluation process, I sent another Google Forms where I give formative assessments, or I ask questions, or I ask teachers one by one, okay, now show me how to do this again. Let me delete this and show me how we do it. And it's a learning process for all of us, and then we discover other ways how to do it. During my analysis, that's when I send another Google Forms to see how much they learn. They're comfortable with the new learning, if they in fact learn. And that also helps me, that Google Forms that I send at the end, that also helps me to plan further professional developments. Let's say, okay, you know what, they didn't know how to add this Google document into Canvas. Okay, that'll be the first thing I design for the following professional development. It's normally about Canvas because this is so big and the district it's really pushing it, and it's a evolution process. And so during my analysis process, if I find out on that Google Forms and the graph and the results that the teachers didn't quite learn it, that'll be my focus on the following professional development. And so it's a process where, again, this helps me design or redesign that professional development. And that's pretty much it.